Here's our video for the next math quiz. So we're going to be doing 6.9 math formative assessment today. So we're going to open this up. And you're going to see it's very similar to the questions that we were working with last week. And a lot of those questions really were building us up to work with this formative assessment today. And so question number 1 is Carlos is spending 3 weeks and 3 days at camp. Which equation can be used to find the number of days Carlos is spending at camp? Explain how you know. So kind of like the same things I was showing last week. I'll just use it to just as a as a reminder. I'm always like to use data tables like this. So if I have week there, and I put days here. So if I have 1 week, I know that I'm going to have 7 days. And if I would go to 2 weeks, I could use that to figure out how much I have for how many days I would have. And for 3 weeks, and I could even keep building it on 4 weeks, but it's all about finding what is that rule. What do I have to, what do I have to do to the weeks to get to the days? And that's going to help me with that. And then it also goes with that order of operations, where we know that if there are parentheses first, we're going to do parentheses first. We know that if after parentheses, then we do multiplication or division. You can do either one first, or I should say second, and then third, or after that, would be addition or subtraction. So when I go back to this problem, if like for that top one, if multiplication comes first, that's what I would do first. Then I would do the subtraction after that. But you can use a data table and just those ideas to help you with finding the equation. Number 2, here it says solve for n. 4 times 8 minus 9 equals 27. Now this goes back to the order of operations again. I would have to figure out, okay, well, if the whole equation was there, I would still do multiplication first, then I would do the subtraction. But the big part there is I'm trying to figure out what the n is. But when I look at that equation, well, I know that I can only do the 4 times 8 first anyway. Now I'm going to use a different example here for you. So for example, let's say it's just 3 times 3 plus m equals, say, 20. Well, I can't do anything. I can't do the addition anyway because I don't know what m is, but I can do my multiplication. So 3 times 3 is 9, and so now it's going to become 9 plus m equals 20. Now this is where I could use the opposite. I could try to do 20 minus 9 equals m. Well, I know that 20 minus 9 is 11, so 11 equals m. And then I would just kind of think of it, and then I could just even do a reverse to check it, if that all really makes sense. Does 11 plus 9 equal 20? Yeah. So that's why then I could put 9 in that spot. So you can use that to help you for number 2. Then number 3 is just a multi-step word problem. It says solve. Jackson has 13 apples and 5 bags of oranges. Okay? Each bag has 5 oranges in it. How many apples and oranges does Jackson have? Okay, so my last sentence, I should say my last step, or that last sentence says, how many apples and oranges does Jackson have? Now I could just do like a simple plus if it was 13 apples and 5 oranges. That's not what it says. So I'm going to first have to go back and think, okay, what do I have to do first? Before I can figure out how many apples and oranges there are, what's my first step question? And in my head, I always think, well, a first step question usually always starts with how many, and that should help you. Okay, have fun.